Well, this trailer's been on its way out for this whole season pretty much, but some people would be like, oh, tack weld it or put another piece of metal on there, but you can see I've already reinforced it. I don't know if you can make that out or not, but there is a piece of angle iron right here. Yeah, you can see the separation. And yeah, that's how this trailer's lasted for the past like 3 years. This side showing signs of wear, so you need a new sheet of mesh. But this is that older style where the mesh is on the bottom instead of the top. I don't think they do it like that anymore, but you can see it's pretty bowed out. So boards are rotting slowly, and it's just too small for me, so might have to do something about this. I don't know, we'll see. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Hudson Lawn Care YouTube channel. Today I'm in a rental truck because my truck is currently getting some work done that is kind of long overdue. Some things I've put off through mowing season, so I dropped it off this morning to get the second of 2 things that need to be done to it. I should have it back this evening or tomorrow morning at the latest, which is great. But I have the trailer hooked up and no mowers back there because I am very interested in trading in my trailer today and going up a size. I currently have a 5x10 trailer with some weed eater racks that I put on there myself, but I'm looking to go into like a 6.5 or 7 by 14 foot long trailer. So pretty big step up considering. The big goal is to be able to carry a 36 and a 52-inch mower and a push mower all at once. So 3 mowers on the trailer. Everything I could possibly need in a day will be out with me to cut down on push mowing, increase efficiency, and be able to better take care of customers' lawns and just do a better job. And yeah, I'm heading over to the dealership now, so I will see you there to take a look at some of the options that I want to look at. All right, so I did end up pulling the trigger, and let me zoom out here. I purchased a brand new 2025 Currahee 6.5 by 14 trailer. So 6.5 wide, 14 foot long. This is the size trailer I have wanted all along. They had used options, but I was ready to go brand new. So this will fit 2 mowers, and if for whatever reason I end up with like a 61 or need to haul something for somebody, you know, I can fit a bigger mower on this trailer. The only thing that I'm kind of sad about is this is angle iron. I was hoping for tube, but they didn't have those options. And the deal on this trailer was just so good. You know, I'm used to the angle iron, and this one's a lot more sturdy than the 5x10 trailer I had before. The only bummer is these don't come with a toolbox. You can see the dovetail here. The tongue of the trailer is really wide. And the place that I went, they were like, yeah, you know, we sell trailers that come with toolboxes, but we don't really put toolboxes on trailers that, you know, don't come that way. So after a little bit of discussion and talking about what I want, they were able to go ahead and order a box, and they're going to put it on. So I've already ordered that. I have a decent sized box. I don't need much, but it's going to hold tie downs and stuff like that. Now, what's cool about this trailer, I guess, is the build quality has gone up. So many of you will probably have had, you know, a utility trailer in the past, and sometimes they don't have the best build quality, especially around the fenders, which we'll get to in a minute. But this one impresses me. You can see the angle iron is nice and thick. It's a lot more sturdy than what I had before. And then, of course, here on our supports, these also act as tie downs. You can see right through there, you can tie down there, and then you have extra tie down spots here. you can always add tie downs. But what really sold me on this is all the lights, including your running lights here and your rear lights back here. They're all built into the frame. They don't stick out and break off. This is a metal box, so everything's secure. No wires are hanging out. It's great. This also has a spring assisted lift. So you got a spring on either side. That'll take the weight off of your hands. If anybody's wondering where I got this trailer, I got it at Mountaineer Trailer Sales. Fantastic service. They gave me a good deal, and I can't complain. And also, they reinforced on these newer models the fender. This is really, really solid. And I'm sure a lot of you have had a trailer with a fender that just, it feels like you've got a piece of cardboard for a fender, but this doesn't even wiggle. I'm sure having the lights down there helps secure that. So I didn't go in with a brand in mind, but Currahee is really impressing me. And of course, they've been around for a while, so I'm not surprised. So I was between this and a Diamond C. You know, I've run Diamond C trailers before. I've never run a Currahee that I know of, but this is really nice. I'm going to run 2 mowers. I'll have the 36 in the front with the push mower and the 52 in the back, so technically 3 mowers. Oh, and the jack. This is a regular old jack stand. Don't really care for that too much. This isn't exactly how it's going to be. I have the U-Haul rental rate now. I think I explained that at the start of the video, but when I get my truck back, we'll put a drop hitch on it and see how it pulls. But yeah, not much else to say. You know, it's brand new. Nothing's been on it yet. I'm going to go load up my 52, which will look small on this. And I probably won't take the 36 out today. But yeah, I'm going to go cut some grass, make some cash to cover this. I did pay cash for it, so that's also really nice. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll probably have some more videos out showing kind of how to set this up. But the thing I'll leave you with is, obviously I don't have any trimmer racks on it right now. There is a place in town that sells those types of accessories, but I'm not really impressed with their stuff. I'm considering getting Green Touch racks. I'm familiar with those. I've used those quite a bit. So I don't know, but I'm going to have at least 3 racks. So weed eater racks on this side, and weed eater and a blower rack on this side, and I think on that side a sprayer rack, and maybe some sort of thing to hold the bagger down a little bit easier when I have the bagger for the mower. But I also bring 252s out too, which is really nice. So when I'm doing cleanup work, I can bring the beater mower out and go throw it through some crap, and then go ahead and get the good mower out and do a cleanup pass. So I will stay updated with you guys when I order racks and whatnot for this thing, see how it comes together. But you know, so over the next couple weeks, I ordered several different racks from Green Touch. The first one I ordered was the trimmer rack that you can see here. And the following week, I believe they had a 20% off sale. So I went ahead and ordered the sprayer rack and the weed eater string holder. And I think it was a week or 2 after that, leading into the last week of September, the blower rack that I wanted finally came in stock. It was out of stock the entire time. It was like the rack I wanted the most. They had it in green, but I wanted it in black to match my trimmer rack and everything else I ordered. So I had to be patient. And, you know, these things aren't cheap, but I had my money set aside waiting for this moment. So knowing I had the money but couldn't order the racks really was like, but Green Touch actually kept in contact with me and let me know when these things would be back in stock. So their customer support is really, really great. I got to really commend them on that. But other than that, it was all about being diligent and waiting, and everything finally came together. And over a couple different nights, you know, staying up late, I was able to get everything assembled and on the trailer. And that leads us to today, September 30th. All right, my Green Touch trailer setup is now officially complete. Every piece that I ordered is currently installed. So I'm going to do a walk around of the trailer and talk about what I chose to put on it, and if I like it or not. Pretty much, spoiler alert, I like most of the things that I bought, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about them. So we'll start with what I just finished installing. This is the BPS 100 backpack blower rack. Everything that I got is in the blackout color. I don't know if it's a special edition, but I think they should keep this color constantly. It looks really sharp and blends in with most trailers. Currently they're selling all their products in black, pink, and the original green color. So starting with the BPS 100, it's a backpack blower rack, and I got a BR 800 Magnum in the rack currently. This was out of stock for a long time, so I had to wait a week or so to see it come back in stock. But basically, all of these products have a lock right here so that you can secure all of your stuff to the trailer. And when you want to remove something from the rack, you're going to turn this green handle, open the security bar, and get to your blower. Pretty straightforward. And then around on the back side, you have a simple pin holding the tube in whatever position you want. I mounted mine here, but you have four other, there's a hole here if you have a really small blower, and everything else on the back is the hardware to install to an enclosed trailer. So this is the large bar. It comes with 2 bars, a small one that comes to about here for your smaller blowers like your BR 600s and stuff like that. But anyways, that's enough on that. All of the backpack type racks come with a rubber mat to cover up the screws in the bottom. And you can see all that holds it on are 2 bolts, 2 carriage bolts with 2 lock nuts. And it's super easy. Just drilled with my Milwaukee, got them in, and before people ask, does it rattle? If you put it on the corner, it does not budge much. Obviously you want a little bit of give, because if it's perfectly solid on there, every bump is going to be like a crash on the blower. So it's got a little bit of give, and there's a little bit of room there for the locking bar, and that's where all your movement's going to be at. So there you go, version 3. These are all powder coated or armor coated, and really solid, nice, smells good too. So that's that. It's mounted on the top corner so that you have security coming from this piece and this piece. So I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. The only thing I could really say that I like done differently is if I could store the blower facing this way so that I could just back up and put the straps on. But a little piece of advice if you're going with this backpack blower rack is I put mine up here in the front, so I can come over here, put the tailgate down, and take the blower off, put it there, put it on. It's really easy, and like I said, nobody can steal the blower out of the bed of my truck anymore. So another thing that I like about this rack is the gas spout is visible, and I can fuel up from right here, and it's just super easy. I really like this thing. So there we go. Moving on, we have the first rack that I bought from Green Touch. This is the blackout. Shoot, I don't even remember what this one's called. Anyways, yeah, this is just their 3-tier trimmer rack. You can get 2-tier as well, but I have a lot of handheld stuff that I'm constantly moving. So I've got my Echo on here right now. This is the 2620, and I've got the 225. So this isn't a professional review. I didn't prepare a script, but yep, this is blackout, armor coated again as well. It's just really durable. And on these you have 2 carriage bolts. These are super easy to install. Anyone can do this. You got 2 carriage bolts with 2 lock nuts on either side, and the same with the motor side. These come with optional motor mounts here, and these support the weight of the motor so it doesn't flex and bend. These come with the trimmers now. They used to not, so that's really nice. And you have a height adjustment to go up and down, so if your trimmer hangs lower like mine, I moved this piece down and over, and it supports right here. And on this one, you can see I have it moved a little bit this way, so this one doesn't hang down as far, so there's a lot more adjustment room on top, and I don't have anything on the bottom one. I think I'm going to get a mount for the what's it called, the hedge trimmer, so that's probably what I'm going to do there. But once again, we have locks here, and you would turn the key and it would lock this up. But if you're going to get a trimmer out, you put these locks on here and a receiving piece here, and yeah, it just slides in and out really easily. Just turn this all the way to the left and you can pull that right out of there. I like it, and it's, once again, with this type of rack, because they're so skinny, they're going to flex, and that's normal. A lot of people complain about these when I see them review them online. You want a little give, in my opinion, but it doesn't rattle them off the rack. Just a little sway left to right. You know, you got to make sure that you make sure these are level all the way around. I can't complain much. They sway left and right a little bit, but that's fine. And because of the narrow profile, they don't interfere with like my mowers loading up and stuff like some other racks would. Or some of them have, like the ones I've seen on Amazon, will have a weed eater string spool holder coming off the back that a mower could easily take off. So once again, this is a version 3. Where I used to work, we had the green touch racks in green, but I've used many different versions. I even used the version 2 ones. They used to have little thumb levers, so you wouldn't have to touch this. You would press it on your thumb lever and take the trimmer out. I wish they'd bring that back so that, you know, when I turn this, I free up all the trimmers. I don't know, I like the thumb thing. You can look it up and come to your own conclusion, but I wish they'd make like a version 3.5 or 4 or something with that option, because I thought it was really nice. We had it in our enclosed trailer and it just worked really well. But yep, I'm not complaining. You know, nobody can get in here and cut my lock off and steal my stuff, which I worry about on some properties. But yeah, that's the trimmer rack. Not too much really to say about it. It's a weed eater rack, not too different from what you see on generic Amazon listings and stuff. The only difference is heavy duty lock, powder coated, isn't going to rust out. And even where I used to work, where I told you that we had these racks, same thing with the backpack blower, they're still running the one from 4 years ago when I worked there. They're still on there and they're still using them to this day, and they look great. Next up, we have the weed eater string spool holder. So this one's not much to say. Doesn't come in any fancy colors. It bolts down right here, and it comes with a weed eater string cutter. You would just put it in your notch and cut it like that. It's really convenient because I used to keep this in the back seat of my truck and had scissors and things would fall all over the place. So this is really simple. You got this knob here that threads on and off, and you can get it to the exact size. If your spool's wider, then you can spool it, lock your thread onto here, or if it's skinnier, lock it on further in. I mean, this rod runs all the way through and it just rolls on that. And if you need it to roll a little bit more, you're just going to unthread that and you can see it freely rolls. So not too much more to say on that. Really nice. Have it right next to the trimmer, so I can leave my trimmer there, cut the string, restring in no time. I think most people would usually install it on that end, but I like doing it back here where I'm out of the way. There's no more racks back here. Next up, I'd like to mention, I wish, because this is once again green touch, I wish that they would have made their racks higher up, so this bottom tier is raised up maybe another 1.5 inches or 2. So you can install that right in the middle here. I think that would save on a lot of trailer space and just be really nice. But that's just me. So anyways, that's my whole driver's side. You can see I've got some room here. I don't want any racks back here where this mower could sway to the left or the right and potentially damage anything. I don't care if it cracks the plastic on that, but it's not probably going to reach that anyway. So yeah, that's the left side of the trailer. And now I have one more rack to show you on the other side. Here's the setup right now. I've got the FW45 on here, Snapper 36, and the Honda 3-in-1 mower. And I'm just going to say, when you're installing these racks, it's important to have your equipment on the trailer so you know what actually fits and doesn't. So you can see nothing's hitting over there. And over here where I have my push mower all the way at the front of the trailer. So I just bolted this one down before the video started. This is the version 3 Green Touch sprayer cage. Where I used to work, we ran the classic version, so they have their older products still for sale, which I really like that Green Touch does. You can still get the older stuff if you want it. They just call it the classic line, and it's a lot more affordable. So I wanted to try something to match the backpack blower rack over there, so I went with this, and they had a 20% off sale at the time, I believe. So I ordered this and the spool over there for the price of one of these, which was really great. They have sales here and there. You can actually email them and ask when their next sales are going to be, so you can budget ahead, and that's a really good idea. Their deals are pretty nice. So I've never used this one before, so I gambled on it. This is meant for a battery powered sprayer, you know, the bigger ones with the electronics running off of the side where you don't have to pump. But I have the Stihl SG20, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well. You got the old pump right here, you do it by hand, and I've never had an interest in a battery powered one. I prefer to not have to charge a battery. So this sprayer rack is not designed for this, and it'll show right off the bat that this isn't meant for that, but I knew that going into this. Okay, so when I assembled it, I was already thinking ahead. This does not fall out on its own, because the way this works is, unlike the blower rack, which goes from side to side, this one flips up, and normally you would drop your tank right down inside. So I adjusted this to fit right to here, and honestly, I really don't mind it. If you're worried about this sprayer falling out, because it could hit a bump and nudge its way out or something. I doubt that would happen, but I'm just going to put an extra bungee cord from one of these holes here, and there's even some holes in the back you could use as well, but just run a bungee cord across the front to the other side here, and that's just what I'm going to do. And over here on the side, you have this piece of plastic here and here, and these hold the sprayer nozzle in so that it can't fall off. And I mean, it really holds it good. And if you're worried about this falling off, it does not budge at all. It's really awesome. So, and it doesn't interfere with my push mower. I was going to mount this back here, but when you have these bigger cages like the blower rack, it's really important to install on a corner or on your fender as well. I don't really recommend that if you don't have to, but a lot of people put these on their fenders. So with all that said, yeah, not much to it. Not a lot of you guys probably spray. This is just Roundup in here, and I touch up some crack weeds here and there, and that's pretty much it. So I'm really happy with the Green Touch stuff and the setup. And honestly, you know, there's other brands out there. There's Equipment Defender, Jungle Gym, so on and so forth. There's an endless amount, and there's even some universal ones on Amazon. So if you're coming to me and asking me, should I get the Green Touch stuff? Because this stuff is inexpensive. It's about $250 a pop for each of these. Sometimes more, sometimes a little less, but they all float around the $250 range without shipping. I think this one was $240. I think this one was $250. That was probably something closer to $200. And then the rack over there, for the spool, it's only about $30 or $40. So anybody can get that.
Sorry to butt in like this, but my neighbors next door were doing something outside and it got really loud. But basically I wrapped up the video by saying, would I recommend these racks? And the answer is yes. I would recommend, if you're going to get racks for your trailer, that you try to stick with the same brand, so you have the same keys, the same style of setup basically. So it's really up to personal preference, but for me, I don't really care for some of the other options other brands offer, such as combination locks and stuff. I just like having keys that go to my different racks and unlocking them as I please. And this setup just really works for me. I stuck with what I know, and I'm glad that I did. Everything's mounted up and secured, and I can't complain. So I really like, and you can see I'm really jiggling the racks to show that they're not moving and stuff, so I can't complain whatsoever. I love the black look. Green touch, if you watch this, keep the black in stock at all times. But other than that, if you can't afford these, put aside some money, save up for them. There's no shame in working out of the bed of your truck in the beginning, but it's always smart to get this stuff secured. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.